Hi, I'm Kat Weichsel from Pate Group, and today I have a OneDrive tip to share with you. Do you do a lot of sharing of your files and folders inside of OneDrive? We don't typically recommend oversharing because your OneDrive is yours, and the more you share, the more complicated it gets as far as tracking down those permissions, especially when you leave your company, because then your IT folks have to look at all the things that you've shared and see if those need to be moved to a more central location. That's a topic for another day. We are going to just show you how to maybe clean up some of the things that you've shared over a period of time by going and using a sharing report. So I have shared several things in my OneDrive over time. And instead of going and clicking into every individual folder and seeing what I've shared and with whom, I have a very simple option where I can come in and click on the settings gear icon over in OneDrive and then go to my OneDrive settings. Now, when I'm here, this is going to default to show me my notification settings. But if I click on the left-hand side and go to more settings, one of my options here under Manage Access is to run a sharing report. When I click on this, it's going to ask me where it can save this report. So I can just pick any folder in my files in OneDrive. I could even create a new folder for sharing reports. I'm going to go ahead and do that just so there's a spot for it. And I will select that folder and click Save. And this process takes a little while, so we're going to wait a little bit and see when that report finishes. Okay, so it took several minutes, but now when I go back to my OneDrive and I click on Sharing Reports, I see that this sharing report has been added. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this to take a look. And basically, it gives me all kinds of information about everything that I have shared through OneDrive. So really, it's going to be helpful probably to look at the resource and see, this is the same resource. Here's what I shared, and I can go back and clean those things up. This is the same file that I shared with lots of different people. I gave them all read access, so I could go back and remove that if that's no longer needed. What you can do is go back to your OneDrive, and let's say one of those files you want to stop sharing, you can just click the shared option and say stop sharing. And now that's going to inherit the basic permissions again, making this accessible only to me. So that's how you could quickly go and clean that up when you no longer need to share a file. This is just a helpful tool if you do share in OneDrive and you want to make sure you're keeping tabs on what you have shared and clean that up periodically. It's a very good practice. I hope this helps.